Anthony, obviously a big win. I mean, two legends of the sport for you guys going out there. I mean, a great fight. How did you feel overall about your performance tonight?
I got hit more than I wanted to, but you know, it's just hard to tell without the crowd. You know, like I could hear his corner so well, my corner so well. I knew his corner's biased, my corner's biased, and I didn't know what to expect. Honestly, like when the judges' scorecard was read, I knew he had 2 takedowns. So I was just like, he didn't do nothing with it, but I just knew he had 2 takedowns. So it was just like in my head, I'm like, in the past, didn't go my way. So I thought I hit him with the bigger shots for sure. I saw his head snapping back. You know. I feel bad because I did hit him with a finger, I guess. I don't know. Like he said it was a finger. I thought it was a knuckle for sure. I'm like, yo, that was a knuckle. But me and Cowboy are friends. You know, I have respect for the guy. He's a legend of the sport, and it was a good time.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that. I mean, the replay did make it look like it was a finger.
Was it a finger?
Obviously you didn't do it on purpose.
Yeah, no.
And it's not your fault that the referee didn't stop it. You got to keep fighting. But does that put like a stain on it in your head a little bit?
Because. You know, not only because we're friends, because like I don't want to win like on an unfair way, but I for sure thought it was a punch. You know, I thought for sure I was like, yo, I got him off with a punch. But if it's a finger, it's a finger. You know. But I'm glad I get to learn from my win this time. You know, I don't got to go back to a loss because that's so hard. I know where he's at, man. That's why I tell you, keep your head up, bro. Like I've been there, and he's not done fighting. You know, he said it when he's like, man, thanks for burning my fire again. I'm like, thank you too, bro, because that's what I needed too. Like we both kind of needed that.
That's awesome. I was going to ask. I mean, for all that you've accomplished in your career, I mean, this did feel like kind of a crossroads moment where it's like you got to win. So was there like that pressure on you, that thought process, like I have got to win here?
No, that's the best part, bro. Like I think because so without getting too deep, the UFC gave us a psychologist that we get to talk to, people that can like talk us through these kind of situations, and I think man, my mental, without even knowing it, was affected so bad. Like I was thinking of so much wrong stuff in these fights. And then just 21 days with this guy. This is a 21-day camp. I'm excited to go back and put that to work because that's really a weapon that I never had before.
That's awesome. So is this somebody that you'll continue to work with all the time?
1,000,000%. You know, not only him, but it just opened me up to the path of that's a real thing. Mental strength, being aware of what you allow in your brain, man. It really could put limitations that aren't there.
Very cool. Well, this was certainly a big result for you. I know there's a lot of uncertainty just in the world overall right now, but what does make, I mean, are you thinking about your career? Like what makes sense in terms of a name or like when you want to fight again or what makes sense for you next?
Man, you know what? I think I've been pushing my career so long and Duke's been just along for the ride. It's time for me to listen to Duke. You know, I've been like, Duke, let's get the next big guy. Let's go to 45, fight Oliveira and get a title shot. And Duke's just like, yeah, all right, if you want to do it, let's do it. But I'm going to go sit down with Duke and we're going to pick a real path to greatness.
Anthony, bouncing off the back of that, Rafael dos Anjos called you out on Twitter and said,
"Oh yeah." I really want to fight at 155 some more. Before I can't fight at 155 anymore because I know my body's getting harder to make that weight class. You know, I did the last weight cut for the last fight in January. I did myself, and I felt so freaking good, and I didn't get the result I wanted. So I want to go back and do that again before I commit to 170 pounds.
Cool. When the decision was read out, you did say to Don, like, oh, what the fuck, I'll take it. Were you actually surprised that you got the win? Did you think maybe Cerrone had won the fight?
No, I didn't know who won the fight, honestly, because I knew in my head 2 takedowns, 1 round, he got a takedown, 2nd round, got a takedown. I didn't know if he won the round because there's no crowd. Like, for real, like, my fighting style is off the crowd. Like, when the crowd cheers, I'm like, okay, that was good, let's do that again. This time, you know, I was snapping his head back, getting him with some big shots. There's no crowd to like tell you, all right, that was like, oh, there's none of that. And I'm really trying to listen to my corner. So my corner's like, yo, you won that fight, head up, keep your head high, like, you know, you look good. And then his corner saying he won the fight. So that was the first time I've been in a position where it's just like, yo, I don't know.
You mentioned that you know, you sort of understand where he's at. He's lost 4 in a row now, but he's such a legend of the game. What do you think is next for Cerrone, or should he just start taking these exciting fights with guys like yourself? And what do you see next for Cerrone?
I think whatever Cerrone wants next is what has to be next. And I'm going to go have a beer with him. He got his RV out parked outside. You know, me and Cerrone are friends, bro. Like, I respect the guy as an athlete and as a person. But only Cerrone knows that. You know, if Cerrone's feeling a certain way about these fights or a certain way about these, I know what he's feeling. Like when he said he didn't want to be in the Conor fight, it's not like he didn't want to be there. Like for real, like physically, it's just like this little voice in your head that's just like, yo, your arms are tired, your body's not feeling right, something's wrong. Like you gotta fix that. And that's what I was talking about with the psychologist. Like these little limitations that we're putting on ourselves that is not really there.
When did the UFC offer you guys that?
21 days ago when I
That's when they started?
No, I think it's been like for the beginning of the year, I think this guy came. It's something I always wanted to do, but I just never had access to it. And it's kind of like one of them topics that's like, you look, for me, it's like, I'm Hispanic, it's like looked down upon a little bit, which is weird because it's really a tool that we need. Like, it's kind of like a weakness, if you will, if you look for advice on mental strength. But now that I did it, I'm like, I tell Sergio, my little brother, immediately, like, you got to get in this zone because if you want to last in this sport, this and your body all need to work together.
So specifically, just if you can give us an example, what exactly has he said to you that it sort of clicked in your mind? You go, fuck. Why?
Thoughts are just thoughts. Like that's the first thing he said. Like, you have to be okay with a thought just being a thought. Recognize that it's there. It's accept that it went through your head, but dismiss it. And how do you get back to what he says is getting to like a pillar of. For me, it's like family, training, like things that's gonna make me make a decision on that kind of stuff. So like. When you read social media, it's 2 seconds of reading a negative tweet that could mess up my whole practice, my whole week of practice. And I was allowing that to happen. Where like I'll read one thing, but Pettis needs to work on his takedown defense. And now my next 2 weeks of training, whether I know it or not, like I'm thinking about this little comment that shouldn't even mattered. So recognizing it was the biggest thing. Like thoughts are just thoughts.
That's awesome.
Anthony, right here. When you heard the news about Jacare last night, what went through your head?
Man, the scary thing was he was by the weigh-ins with us, and they like had a stage for like an hour and a half, like just sitting there. So it was just like, I saw him, I think they did a good job of like keeping him separate because I didn't see him all week until that point. But it's just a scary thing. Like it made you realize like fight week felt a little normal, and then all of a sudden, boom, somebody got tested positive for COVID. You're like, damn, it's still here. Like it's the world is in a weird place right now.
And one final one. A lot of fighters back here saying they could hear the commentary while they were fighting, and they used it to their advantage. Specifically, Bryce Mitchell could hear them calling like transitions, and he would go against them. Could you hear commentary too?
Yeah, I could hear what they were saying. I was really trying to tune in to Duke Rufus again. I think that was part of like the thing I just talked to him about. Thoughts are just thoughts. Like I can't let all these opinions get into my head and change. It's only 15 minutes, man. It's not a long time. Like. We could have amazing training camp, and if one thought messes up your 15 minutes, you got to go back. We don't have next weekend to go erase that. We got to wait 2, 3 months, 4 months to erase that. So, yeah, I could hear it, but I just really focused on Duke Rufus.